Lasermate. Eject. Operation. Channel intro.
Hello fellow YouTubers, LEGO AWC Stop Motion here. Today's video is a little bit different than what I usually do. As I'm sure many of you know, Transformers Animated is my favorite Transformers toy line of all time. The figures do an amazing job of capturing the look of the animation style. They have simple, enjoyable, yet ingenious transformations that sometimes replicate the transformation that was seen on the show. They are very vibrant, and they have very expressive faces. I have pretty much enjoyed every single one that I have managed to acquire. At best, the figure is a favorite in my whole collection. And at worst, I think the figure is okay, or I think they look good, but I'm nervous about transforming them due to there being breakable parts on them. Seeing as how I am closing in on being done with this collection, I thought I would give you a list of my top 5 favorite Transformers animated figures. This list could be subject to change, but out of all the figures that I still need, the only one that I think might make it on this list is Rodimus, but I don't really know if he could be any of the figures I have on this list. So let's dive in. Okay, so first up we have the Leader Class Megatron. This is the only figure I have on this list who I have not reviewed. That's just due to the fact that I'm trying to find another sword, but as I've said, it is apparently really hard to find. I did not think it would be. It doesn't really seem like it'd be that easy to lose. But you can't complete his helicopter mode without it, which is unfortunate, but either way, I'm not here to review. I'm just putting him in number 5, and I just think he's a nice figure. He's got a backpack, but otherwise he really looks the part. He definitely looks like Megatron from the series, and like I was talking about earlier, with just the figures in general, he replicated the transformation that he had in the show. For the most part, there were a few minor things, but otherwise he's really impressive. And, I mean, he's got lights and sounds. So that's pretty cool. Very nice, big Leader Class figure, and I just really like him. So, that's why Megatron goes in number 5. Ultra Magnus is just a really awesome figure. His alt mode is... I really don't have many complaints about his alt mode. His transformation, the shoulders can be a little tricky, but really once you get him figured out, it's not that bad. So his transformation is very enjoyable, very well done. I just like a lot of things about it. You know, how all the wheels store in the back, it's quite impressive. But as I said in my review for this figure, biggest problem is just the fact that he's either hunched forward or he's leaning back. Otherwise, though, I say he's a very nice figure, and just like Megatron, he has lights and sounds, and he's just a very nice figure. I really like him. He's definitely a must for any animated fan. So, that's why number 4 goes to Ultra Magnus. It was really hard between this guy and number 2, but number 3 I gave it to Blitzwing because while he does have a very nice robot mode and a very nice tank mode, he has a pretty weak jet mode. That doesn't really detract from it though. The jet mode is still, like I said, you can still tell it's a jet, and it's just really cool. I like the figure. He's got the face changing gimmick. Now I could be biased here, just because I really like Blitzwing. He's one of my favorite Decepticons. But I just find him to be an impressive figure. I really like him, and he's a tall Voyager. He's one of the tallest Voyagers in the line. So I give number 3 to Blitzwing. Like I said, between this guy and Blitzwing, it was very difficult to make the decision, but I just had to give this spot to Shockwave because he pulls off 4 different modes, and they're all pretty nice. Now, yes, I do have the purple version, but I personally prefer this one. I mean, the purple one looks cool and definitely really represents Shockwave, but I like this one better because in the show, he never turned into Long Arm Prime while he was purple, so I just kind of like this one better because I just feel better going back and forth between him and Long Arm. But thankfully, I would say his strongest mode is this mode, which is what it should be. If he's a Shockwave figure, he should look his best as Shockwave. And of course, it's just one of my favorite representations of the character. He's got really good articulation. He's very tall. He's, I believe, the third tallest anime figure that I have so far. And he's just really impressive. I just really like him. So, number 2 goes to Shockwave. But number 1, I just can't really say no to Blur. I love this Blur figure. He's just I can't really offer too much. Other than that, I just think he looks so good in both of his modes. His transformation, it's more complicated, but I honestly kind of like it for that. It's not super complicated. Like, there's not really anything that feels like it's gonna break, which is what I like about it. I really just can't find much of anything that's gonna break, and really just the only nitpick, I just wish the shoulders could angle back. Now, mine is incredibly top heavy, but that's what I get for buying this figure at a retro toy store. But still, he's just such an awesome figure. I absolutely love him. And ever since I got the weapon for him, that's just really improved my like for him. Now again, I could be biased just because I loved Blur in animated. It's the reason that he's one of my favorite characters. I don't really have a lot of Blur figures, but this is definitely my favorite Blur. And he's just one of my favorite figures in my collection. I just really like him. So, my favorite animated figure does have to go to Blur. So those are my top 5 favorite animated figures. There's some who almost made the list. I almost put Voyager Optimus in this list because he's really nice, but I just like these other figures more. I was really tempted with Bulkhead and Lugnut because they're such nice figures, but they're too short, so for that reason I just simply can't put them in this list. But like I said, maybe Rodimus could. I'm currently in the process of hopefully being able to get him and get a pretty good deal on him. But for now, these are my 5 favorite figures, and it might stay this way, it might not, but I just thought this would be a fun video to make. So, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.